Hi, everybody. Happy New Year and welcome to a Chats with Children, where I'm delighted to be joined by CHI, that's Cambridge Health Tech Institute's MaryAnn Brown, who is the Executive Director of Conferences and Team Lead of PepTalk. And guess what? We're going to be previewing PepTalk 2023, which has been held in San Diego next week and is running from January the 16th to 20th. So MaryAnn, first of all, Happy New Year. How are you?
Happy New Year to you as well, Rizwan. I am, New Year is New Year, and I'm busy right now. So I guess we'll say Happy New Year.
All right, cool. Well, look, the last time you and I saw each other actually was in person in Boston for another show.
Yep.
Another big show, but we won't talk about that now because we're here to talk about PepTalk. So a lot's gone on. Now, obviously, this year's PepTalk is the second live event you've had since the pandemic started. So no, it was virtual before then. So for those people not familiar with PepTalk, could you give viewers a quick overview of the event itself, a little bit about its history and what its main objective is?
Well, PepTalk is now in its 22nd year, and we've always been that first couple of weeks in January in the San Diego area. It's, for many of us, going to San Diego in January is a benefit. We enjoy that sun and sunshine and science there. Purpose of PepTalk all along, and it's grown year over year over year, is it's centered around pipelines. And these pipelines can either be for research and discovery, more of the traditional academic research around protein engineering, protein expression, but then we've also include the production part of biotherapeutics. And so I really find that it's really good to have these two groups together in the same place. Because so many times in science, things are thrown over and are siloed and just thrown over the fence, and allowing those two diverse groups that are working on the same problems, but from a different angle, it just really is beneficial to bring them together.
Fantastic. Now, obviously, if you like, proteins and biologics, biotherapeutics have become the norm now in many respects. Obviously, pre-pandemic, I would say it was a buzzword and people were talking about it, but I think post-pandemic, it's become much more high profile. So from your perspective as someone who's worked on an event in that space, how have things changed over the last 22 years?
I think I'm going to say the speed as to what a lot has is now being available to the research community. The pandemic allowed a lot of those steps and processes to be condensed, which is a good thing. It could be a bad thing, but it's a good thing. And then the technologies, when there's a need, many times there's a technology that comes along to support that need. So there's just been this condensation of the time of any biotherapeutics because of the pandemic. And the research community is benefiting from that. But I also want to just give a big shout out and thank you because, 2.5 years ago, that community, this biotherapy community, was working 24/7 in very difficult conditions. And especially if you think about conducting research, they were considered essential. Essential researchers needed to be in the lab, but having to do a lab work that needed to be done with limited people and spacing everybody out. So there's just been a lot of innovation over these last few years.
Right. Now, that leads in quite nicely, actually, because obviously this year's event I know you've added new tracks. So, but before we talk about the new tracks, perhaps for viewers who are not familiar, as I say, with PepTalk, you could talk about what tracks you've historically had,
Okay.
and then we can talk about what new tracks you've added and why.
Okay, so as I mentioned before, PepTalk is organized around pipelines, and we've always had the traditional pipelines of antibody discovery and engineering, bispecific antibody development, characterization of biotherapeutics, and now this year vaccines, cell and gene therapy, biotherapeutic expression and production, and then process technology and innovation. And this year, with those 6 pipelines, we've added some new tracks within those pipelines. One I sort of noted and alluded to was characterization and development of vaccines.
Right.
Another is on advanced purification recovery. And so a little bit more further downstream. And then the last one that we've added is on optimizing workflows in protein production laboratories. So these are nice fits and complement what we've learned over these last couple of years.
Right, okay. Now the vaccine one is obviously pretty obvious as to why you've done that, but the other two, why have you added those to the tracks?
Purification sort of tends to be a bottleneck sometimes. And you can express and produce that biotherapeutic or protein, but to get it in its purified state and usable states, it takes extra steps. So it's a little bit further downstream because it's in the biotherapeutic, process technology and innovation, but it's an important step as well. And there's a lot of innovations taking place there.
Right, okay, cool. Now, apart from the tracks and the sessions that people can go to, and obviously they can attend the exhibition floor where you've got a lot of exhibitors showcasing technologies and so on, and also you have the posters as well. What else does PepTalk offer visitors to the show?
Well, I think one of the things that I'm always going to say is back to as a conference organizer, and we've missed this, is those chance encounters when you actually attend a conference on site. And it's a way to develop collaborations besides finding out what new science is taking place in your specific area of interest. So one of the things we're doing this year is or expanded this year is something we are calling the PepTalk Plaza. And the PepTalk Plaza actually is located, physically located in the exhibit area, but you can sort of think of it as a central gathering place, that it's a place that you can meet and introduce yourself to colleagues you haven't seen for a while, or and make new friends, and to help facilitate some of those interactions. We are putting together what we call meetups. And we have a young scientist meetup, a designated time for young scientists together and get to know one another. We have another one on women in science, a meetup where, and it's not exclusively for women. We have one on a tour or walking over to the gas lamp district. Many times as you attend a meeting, you don't know anybody, but this is a great way to sort of gather at the PepTalk Plaza and make some new friends and go over and eat at the gas lamp district. And of course, we'll be doing some speed networking. So besides learning and science and setting in the session rooms, we're using the PepTalk Plaza and the exhibit area, along with the posters and everything going on there, as a jumpstart to get to know and make some new friends in the protein science community.
Brilliant. And obviously, as I said, this is the second live event since the pandemic. Now, obviously, you've pivoted from a live event to virtual to back to live now, but obviously virtual is here to stay in some respects. So what element of the event is virtual, and are you going to...
I lost you.
Right, I was saying, sorry, that how much of this event will be available virtually to those people who cannot make it physically?
Okay, for those of you who can't make it physically, you can still register. We are broadcasting it live to the virtual audience, as well as everyone who registers. The presentations will be made available on demand. So later on, at your leisure, you can view the presentations that you weren't actually able to here in live real time. That's a big advantage. I know that we often get comments, well, I wanted to be here 2 presentations at the same time. So that on-demand option is very beneficial to all. I would like to say, however, though, that right now, over 90% of the conference participants are attending in person. So it's great to be able to see everybody back again.
Great. And finally, an obvious question, but why should people attend PepTalk next week if they haven't already signed up?
Okay, well, we've talked about the collaboration and getting to meet new people and just the community itself. But another thing that I just wanted to bring up that I didn't get a chance to bring up is this is something new this year as well. On Wednesday morning, we're having a plenary fireside chat on supporting and driving biotech past, present, and future. And this is comprised of VPs and presidents from companies that have supported PepTalk throughout the year. We have Julie Ames from Biocom California, Amy Butler from Thermo Fisher Scientific, Tager Clary from Unchained Labs, Jonathan Hai from Fuji Dianesis Biotechnologies, and Craig Morrell from BioLegend. And this group has over a century of background expertise in sciences and biologics, and I think it's just going to be a great discussion.
Brilliant. All right, well, MaryAnn, I will leave you to prepare for next week's event and get your luggage all packed away as well. So I'm sure you need to pack up. But it's lovely to see you. I was looking forward to attending, but unfortunately, I don't think I'll be able to make it. But I hope you have a fantastic show anyway, and hopefully, I'll get to see you in person in not too distant future.
Very soon. Soon. So anyway, thank you all for listening, and thank you, Rizwan. And till we meet again, either virtually or in person.
Yeah, lovely. Well, happy New Year. Have a fantastic and successful 2023. And viewers, thank you for watching. I hope you found it useful. The link to PepTalk, if you haven't registered, will be above the video. So you can click on that. There's still time to register. And if you're there in person and you're already registered, well, here's a little sneak preview from MaryAnn. Enjoy it. I hope you have a fantastic time in San Diego. And so once again, thank you, MaryAnn. Thank you, viewers, for watching. I hope you all have a fantastic 2023. I hope you have a wonderful, happy, and healthy 2023. And until next time, stay well and stay safe. Bye-bye.